If you're not aware already, Gen 5 has been added to Pokemon Go. Now, not every single Gen 5 Pokemon has been added to the game. About only 48 have made it so far. But we do have Game Master information on every single Gen 5 Pokemon. So up ahead is a clip from my livestream SwagTips where I talk about the winners and losers of Gen 5, both in the raid meta and the trainer battle meta. Now, the livestream itself took about 2 hours. Editing it down, it's about 1 hour. So rather than making you guys sit through a 1 hour video, I broke it down into sections. So up ahead is a clip of that covering the starter Pokemon all the way to Sawk in Pokedex order. So starting out, we got Victini. Victini is sort of like, the Jirachi, Celebi, Mew kind of Pokemon here. It's got the same stats as them, I believe, or maybe like a little bit more HP. I'm not 100% sure. As far as the moveset department goes, nothing too fancy happening for it. I believe it's got Confusion. So yeah, it's got Confusion and Psychic. So it doesn't have Confusion in Future Sight, so it's already behind the other, Pixie shaped psychic type legendary Pokemon or mythic Pokemon. This guy didn't really win. Sorry, Victini. You may be holding up the victory sign, but there's no victory for you here. And then we got these grass guys. We got Serperior here, 2,277 CP. So we already knew it really wasn't going to be that fancy for offense. As far as PvP is concerned, TF Forgery from the Game Press crew wrote an article hyping up potential Gen 5 PvP Pokemon. This was one such Pokemon, and he considered that this thing might be a more bulky Sceptile, so it'd have all the advantages of Sceptile, which is basically being a grass-type Pokemon with a flying type attack, and it ended up getting that. Yeah, we got Vine Whip, which is like the bread and butter fast move for grass types. Grass Knot, it's not Leaf Blade, but it's not too shabby. And it got Aerial Ace, and you can ignore Leaf Tornado. It's a garbage attack that Niantic needs to update because it's so bad. So it's not a standout supremo PvP Pokemon for sure, but it's definitely an interesting option as far as grass types go. Doing the same job as Sceptile, but maybe a little bit better because it's a tankier Pokemon. Emboar, unfortunately for Emboar, didn't get a good fire type moveset. It already was going to be behind other fire type Pokemon, so there wasn't a whole lot of hype to go off of to begin with. Even with Blast Burn, it would be behind other fire type Pokemon by a lot. And it got Ember for fast move, not Fire Spin. And then it got Heat Wave for charge move. So yeah, definitely nothing fancy going on for this guy. It looks cool. I love Emboar, but you're not happening in Pokemon Go. Then we got Samurot's line. And Samurott, man, totally got its thunder stolen. So with Hydro Cannon, which, deep future attack, right? Community Day exclusive move. With that, Samurott would have been the best water type attacker, surpassing Kyogre. And I mean, it still would surpass Kyogre. But we have Crabhammer, Kingler, and so that already beats Kyogre, and it beats this guy. So unfortunately for Samurott, things aren't looking too good. So unless a new, even more powerful water type attack were to come out, unless that were to happen, Samurott is like going to be second best to a Pokemon that's not exclusive. So yeah, sorry buddy. Alright, we got Watchog. Watchog's a Pokemon that we want to forget about, and it's not good at anything in this game, so we can continue to forget about it. Nightmare, Fuel, Eye Pokemon right there. Then we got Stoutland. Stoutland, I thought it would get Wild Charge, and it did get Wild Charge, so that's pretty cool. It's a big scruffed dog. Play Rough, Wild Charge, Crunch, right? So this all sounds very interesting, but it's not a very good Pokemon. Yeah, no, it doesn't stand out on offense, defense, PvP, have you, whatever. Sorry, Stoutland, you aren't going to win anyways. Leopard, definitely not a standout Pokemon either, so Dark type. It got some pretty decent moves, but overall, not very decent in the stat department to begin with. Then we got the three memes here. All of them not really standing out in anything either. They got okay moves, but their stat line just isn't built for anything. So overall winners in a way, but losers overall, definitely overall losers. We got Musharna here. Musharna's pretty thick, so you might be thinking, hey, maybe it's good in PvP. Hey, maybe it's good for gym defense. But then you check out its attacks, and you see Zen Headbutt and Charge Beam, and then you realize that this Pokemon really isn't bringing anything new or anything good to the table. So sorry Musharna, not bad exactly. I mean, if you put it in a gym to defend the gym with, it's going to be thick, it's going to be kind of annoying to take out, but it's not really bringing anything interesting to the table there. Then we got Unpheasant. And Unpheasant, I'm going to say, is like a semi-winner. It's not like the new best flying type Pokemon by any stretch at all, but it did get Air Slash and Sky Attack. You need Wing Attack and Air Slash plus Sky Attack to be a good flying type. And Unpheasant is not a bad flying type. So definitely a win in my opinion. Honchkrow is still a more powerful flying type Pokemon than it. And then of course you've got the Wing Attack, Sky Attack, Moltres, which is just blowing this thing out of the water. And I believe it's still behind the Rayquaza, so that's also unfortunate for it. But it did get a Blessed moveset, so it's not terrible. It's usable, especially when Virizion comes out. So Virizion is a fighting grass-type Pokemon, doubly weak to flying. Unpheasant will counter it pretty dang good. It's a really easy duo. Zebstrika doesn't have a good stat line. I don't know what it got for its moves. Already not a standout Pokemon that isn't really going to stand out. Looks cool. It's a lightning zebra. It's all spiky. We love it. Moveset department, it didn't get too bad either. Got Spark and Wild Charge. So, hey, you won a little bit, but we already got a lot of electric type Pokemon that already got that going on. So, sorry, Zebstrika. Then we got Gigalith. Gigalith is just a big old rock guy. Big defense rock. We've never seen that before, have we? You might be thinking, hey, gym defense, it's tanky. Yeah, okay, so we got Metagross and Machamp, which are like the gym attackers, both effective against rock-type Pokemon. So yeah, Gigalith, not really happening. It did get Smackdown and Rock Slide, which is pretty cool, but overall, not exactly a standout Pokemon. And then as far as PvP is concerned, I don't really see this guy bringing anything new to the table. Although it is a rock type with Solar Beam. I don't know why it has Solar Beam. It's just a big, ugly rock formation, but it can drop lasers from the sky, so be wary, I guess. Woobat and the Swoobat, both of which aren't good attackers, defenders, PvP, anything, but they're kind of fun to look at, especially Woobat. It doesn't have any eyes. It's got a heart nose. Yeah, these are the Zubat reboots. Not a whole lot better. I guess they don't have a giant gaping mouth of terror like Golbat does, though. Excadrill did get the Drill Run, which is freaking amazing. So if you guys haven't been to SwagTips live streams or you haven't watched the specific YouTube videos where I complain about this, there are tons of ground type Pokemon in Pokemon Go that reasonably should be able to have Drill Run, but they don't. And before Earth Power came out, Drill Run was the best ground type charge move in the game, but nobody important got it. So it was just like, what the heck? Nidoking, I think, was called like the Horn Pokemon or like the Horn King or some nonsense like that. Drill Run, completely absent. So a lot of Pokemon could have been kind of good with the Drill Run. They never got it. And then instead they got Earth Power, which is better than Drill Run. So I was kind of worried about my boy Excadrill here, who is the embodiment of Drill Run. I believe Excadrill is the Pokemon that started Drill Run. It is the Drill Run Pokemon. Why would it not get Drill Run? And it did get Drill Run, so I was worried. I was worried that they're going to continue the trend, and they didn't. They broke the mold. Rhyperior was the other Pokemon that I was annoyed that didn't get Drill Run, because it's the Horn Drill Pokemon. It's got a drill horn on its face. Why didn't it get Drill Run? That'd be awesome for Rhyperior. It doesn't have it. But Excadrill got it, so that's cool. And then as far as a ground type attacker goes, it has more DPS than Groudon. And it's got a multi-bar ground type charge move, which makes it more, usable, more deployable than Groudon is. Some people have been like sending me weird messages on Twitter saying that Groudon's still better because it has a higher TDO. Well, two parts to that you should be aware of. Excadrill is not exclusive like Groudon is, so that's already a win in its bucket. And then it has steel-type resistances, which can work in its favor, which Groudon doesn't have in its bucket. So, sorry, Groudon. And it's got higher DPS, and at the end of the day, higher DPS is higher DPS. Is it better than Groudon? I'd say Groudon's maybe arguably a little bit better, but which one are you going to use? Which one are you going to power up? Which one can you catch with a weather boost at level 35 and not really have to power up too much to max out? I think it's this guy. And then as far as me being hyped about Drill Run, yeah, I think people are like kind of missing that memo. They're like, why do you care about Drill Run so much? Earth Power is better. And it's like, yes, Earth Power is better, but Drill Run is the move that Excadrill needs. And then as far as the other moves go, Iron Head and Metal Claw, Steel-type movesets. It's not a better Steel-type attacker than, our Lord and Savior freaking Meteor Mash Metagross is. And it's not better than Dialga, but it's not a bad Steel-type attacker either. So it might be a more obtainable Steel-type attacker for people as well. So I think Excadrill actually has a lot going on for it and is probably one of the bigger winners as far as Gen 5 is concerned. It got Earthquake. Why would you ever use Earthquake instead of Drill Run? I don't know. Just so you can waste that many more charge moves trying to get Drill Run. That's why. Next up, we got Audino. Audino is like normal type, bulky, high HP Pokemon, so think like Chansey, Blissey. Not as impressive as either of them, so I was kind of hoping it'd get a cool moveset. And yeah, it didn't get a cool moveset. It got like the bread and butter Chansey, Blissey moveset. It got Pound and Zen Headbutt. It's not bringing anything new to the table, and it's not better than the other two that are already doing the same exact job, but better. So sorry, Audino. No hype there. We have Conkeldurr. Now, if you saw my top 10 Pokemon to look out for in Gen 5 content, Conkeldurr had an attribute to it that no other Pokemon has had to this date. The potential to be a fighting type Pokemon to beat out the Machamp. But in order to do so, Conkeldurr would need Counter and Dynamic Punch. And what did Conkeldurr get? Counter and Dynamic Punch. So, Machamp, you've had a good run, but now we got a fighting type Pokemon that is slightly better than you. And to, you know, the gamers of the world, slightly better means it's just way better, right? So why ever use a Machamp when you can use a Conkeldurr? So yeah, giant cinder blocks, concrete blocks of death, swanging them at you. Better than Machamp. Does the same exact thing, a little bit better. One thing that Machamp still, I guess, arguably has going for it in terms of PvP and gym attacking, specifically gym attacking, is it's got Rock Slide. Conkeldurr has Stone Edge. Rock Slide happens sooner and is arguably better than Stone Edge. Stone Edge isn't that bad, but it's not Rock Slide. So I imagine that whipping in Machamp for gym attacking, if you have the Rock Slide and you like to have that kind of flavor going on, might be a little bit better. But if you're not unlocking any secondary charge moves, Conkeldurr is definitely going to be the ace in the hole fighting type Pokemon. And then we do have 2 raid bosses coming up in the future that are weak to fighting type. We got Cobalion and then we got Terrakion. Both weak to fighting. So Machamp, really good counter. Let's think about Conkeldurr here. Conkeldurr is going to be the one. Next we got Seismitoad. As far as like gym defense and like attacking, stuff like that, not that standout. But on the PvP side of the force, it does have Mud Shot, and it's got Earth Power, and it's got Muddy Water. So overall, it does have that Mud Boy kind of role going on, where it has the rapid fire charge moves. But I'd say compared to the other Mud Boy, this guy doesn't really bring a whole lot to the table that isn't already there or done much more better. So sorry, Seismitoad, you got a pretty cool set, but there's Pokemon that are exactly like you doing the same job much better. We got Throw and Sawk, both of which we didn't really expect a whole lot from. Both of which didn't really get good movesets. So we got the fighting type duo here. Maybe they're going to be regional exclusive. I could see them doing the hemisphere nonsense again on us with these two. Both relatively unimpressive Pokedex entries. That was a clip from my live stream SwagTips. SwagTips streams most Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time on the Twitch channel SwagTips. If you enjoyed this content, you want to see more like it, maybe you want to see the other parts of this video, well, subscribe to SwagTips. And if you got any questions on this content, comment below, let me know what's up, and I'll be happy to help you out. SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these patron supporters. If you're not aware, I have a Patreon to help me fuel a video editor, so if you'd like to keep the swag train rolling on with uploads, then check out Patreon.